Hi everyone, Eva here, the Greek goddess of great reading. Today I'll be reviewing In a Handful of Dust by Mindy McGinnis. The only thing bigger than the world is fear. Lucy's life by the pond has always been full. She has water and friends, laughter, and the love of her adopted mother, Lynn. Yet it seems Lucy's future is settled already. A house, a man, children, and a water source. And anything beyond their life by the pond is beyond reach. When disease burns through their community, the once life-saving water of the pond might be the source of what's killing them. Rumors of a normal lifestyle in California set Lucy and Lynn on an epic journey west to face new dangers: hunger, mountains, deserts, betrayal, and the perils of a world so vast that Lucy fears she could be lost forever, only to disappear in a handful of dust. So I have already read the first book in this series, Not a Drop to Drink, which tells the story of Lynn and her mother at their pond before the community all joined them at their pond that is now in a handful of dust. So I'm going to link that review in the description below so you guys can watch that one first if you haven't, and then you can watch this one. So go watch it now. Are you gone yet? So now we have this story, and it's set, I'm not sure how many years later, seems like maybe 10 or something like that, because Lucy, who was a child, almost like a toddler, like 4, 5, 6 years old, I think, in the first book, is now a teenager in this book. And as was said, disease just burns through their community, and I can't remember what it was. Again, I haven't read this book in a few weeks it's been. So it's a waterborne disease, obviously, because that's how it gets spread. But Lucy is immune to it. The village thinks that she might have been the cause for the virus, so Lucy's grandmother sends her away, and Lynn, of course, accompanies her because she's not going to leave her daughter to fend for herself in the wild. And so they travel to California to try and start a new life there because they hear that there's good water source and good communities, people who aren't trying to kill each other all the time. I really liked the journey on the road. Sometimes when you're reading those types of stories which I just recently read a story like that where they're traveling on a road to try and find a better place in America, again, in ruined America. And this story, it didn't have any of those sort of slow moments. Like, it had moments where you could relax a bit and just kind of enjoy the scenery and what was happening with the characters and develop them a little bit. But there were no moments where you were just bored and thinking to yourself, man, when is anything going to happen? Is something exciting going to happen? Are they going to get attacked or whatever? This story didn't have any of those moments, which is really great to read. And it just, again, kept me on edge, but also I had those moments where I was just reading and kind of content with what was happening, and happy for Lucy and Lynn when they would have those quiet moments where they could just chill. Because there certainly were many moments where they couldn't chill. They meet many bad people on the road. They meet a woman who pretty much betrays them to a group of men, and they get to Las Vegas, I think, at one point, and it's ruined Las Vegas, but there's a community there, and terrible things are happening under their noses that they find out and are trying to deal with and trying to escape from. So there's a lot of very brutal and gory moments in the book, and you're just so shocked when you find them out, because I know it's post-apocalyptic America, but I think since Lucy was so sheltered, she kind of doesn't know what lengths people will go to survive, to make water, to protect their families, protect themselves. And she just believes the best in everybody, but it gets her into trouble a lot of times on the road. And Lynn is the one who has to save her because Lynn doesn't trust anybody. Yay for Lynn! Lucy, you'd be dead without her. Lucy kind of goes through struggle when she has to leave, because she has to leave her, I guess, kind of boyfriend. I'm not really sure. They have a connection. She has to leave him. Carter, he also might potentially have the virus but is immune to it, but he can pass it on to others. They were not sure if it was Lucy or Carter, so they banished both of them essentially, but Carter had nobody who went with him, and he couldn't go with Lucy in case she was not immune, and he was, and he infects her and Lynn. And it's kind of sad when she does have to leave him and what does ensue after that, but I think it makes her a stronger person, and her travels with Lynn especially, because Lynn is a very strong mother figure for her, but I don't think she realizes just how much and how strong she is when she goes on the road with her and has to see all these gruesome, horrifying things, and Lynn is there to help her through them and to help her become stronger in dealing with the situation. So if you guys haven't read In a Handful of Dust or Not a Drop to Drink, I highly recommend you pick up both books. They are very intense and gripping, and the characters are very compelling, especially Lynn and now Lucy in this one, because it's mostly, it seems to be told from kind of her perspective. It's not exactly from her perspective, but she's usually in these scenes that are taking place. So I highly recommend that you guys pick this up if you haven't already and begin your post-apocalyptic journey, because you get hooked once you read one post-apocalyptic book. You want to read all of them and all the ways that the world could possibly go to shit. The next book I'll be reading is The Rosie Project by Graham Simpson. So look for that, because this was a really great read. My Twitter and website and Instagram can be found in the bio below. Hit subscribe if you guys like what you see and want to see more videos by me. I'm Evie, the Greek goddess of great reading, and until next time guys, keep reading.